Did you know that the Patent Office is opening its arms to future tech? Most inventors believe cutting edge technologies like AI and crypto innovations can't be patented. That belief could cost you in the long run. I'm a patent attorney who helps tech startups protect their innovations. One of the best parts of my job is getting out there and meeting people, especially at a big tech conference or a trade show. The air is buzzing with new ideas. I'll be walking through a maze of booths, past flashy displays, VR demos, virtual reality, and inevitably I'll get drawn into a conversation with a startup founder. I remember this one time I stopped at a booth for a startup with this incredible new AI driven logistics platform. The founder, I'll call him Larry, he was sharp, passionate, and had an answer for everything. He walked me through how his system could predict supply chain disruptions before they even happened. It was brilliant. After Larry finished his pitch, he caught his breath, smiled, and hit me with the inevitable question. So, what do you do? He asked. I smiled back. I'm a patent attorney. And then I saw it, the shift. It's a look I've seen at least 100 times. A subtle change in his eyes, his posture relaxed, and a little bit of the energy just kind of deflated. He leaned against his counter almost dismissively. Oh, a patent attorney, he said. That's cool, but not really for us. You know how it is. Software and computer stuff, you can't really patent it. He said it with such confidence, like he was stating a fact as obvious as gravity. So I did what I always do. I just stayed curious. That's interesting, I said. Where'd you hear that? And this is the part of the story that's always the same. Larry didn't say he read it on some random blog. No, he straightened up, full of conviction, and said, oh, our lead investor told us not to waste our money on software patents. Even my mentor at the accelerator program, he's a guy who had two successful exits from startups. He said the same thing. And even our main business advisor, he has warned us that patents are a dead end. Larry had just listed for me trusted, successful people, the very people whose job it was to guide him to success, all telling him the same thing. They were all giving him advice they genuinely believed was right, and they were all mistaken. I looked at Larry, standing in front of his genuinely innovative technology that he'd poured his life into, and I realized he was operating under a misconception passed down by the very people he trusted the most. A misconception that could one day leave his brilliant idea completely unprotected and possibly worth nothing. And that's what we need to talk about today, because this mistaken belief is one of the most dangerous and widespread myths in the entire tech world. And honestly, I get it. For years, there's been confusion, especially around software algorithms and blockchain. The lines were fuzzy. But there's a pro innovation tone at the US Patent Office, especially today. Just take a look at the press release from the US Patent Office just earlier this week. The new director, John Squires, his first act was to issue patents in crypto and medical diagnostics, two technologies that fall squarely in the computer software field. Director Squires even referenced Samuel Morris's historic telegraph patent, highlighting Claim 5 that had been upheld by the Supreme Court as patent eligible. Director Squires said, this reminds us that applied technologies are foundational and form the backbone of America's growth. He went on to say, this marketplace is just breathtaking, the opportunity that's out there. And he's reaffirmed for us that AI, crypto, and quantum computing are all patent eligible technologies if protected the right way. So what should you do? If you're building an AI, blockchain, or innovating in quantum computing, you're not on the fringe, you're on the front line of the types of innovation that the US Patent Office wants to protect. Now is the time to file patent applications for your new innovations. If you're building something in the tech space, let's make sure it's protected. Book a call with me and let's talk about your strategy.